Hello, people of Philadelphia and beyond.
Kelly Green Week.
Kelly Green Week. Oh, that is right. Is this, by the way, is this the first away Kelly?
First road Kelly Green. They're
KG.
5-0 in Kelly Greens, and they're trying for the first time on the road.
I don't like it.
I do.
What? No, I'll tell you why I don't like it. Just hear me out. Taking the Kelly Greens on the road when we have a perfect record in what feels a little trappy to me. This game feels a little trappy. Down into Jerry's world. I just don't want to. If Dallas breaks the Kelly Green streak, that's going to kill me, man.
They're coming off a shorter week than us. They suck. Their defense is garbage. This is when we get our offense back on track this week.
Is their defense garbage?
Yeah, their defense stinks.
All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. It's much warmer here in the coop, our lovely home, than it was out there on Sunday. I just want to shout everybody out that came down to the parking lot. That was a tough one.
Yeah, it was a little windy down there.
When you get there at 11 o'clock, right? 9 hours before the game's going to start, and you got to deal with that wind the whole time. That was some serious wind. It wasn't even, I mean, it was cold because of the wind, but it was the wind. I mean, we didn't even think about putting up the tent. There was just no way. The P tent, right out the window. Couldn't do the P tent.
It would have went right out the window if we set it up. But
well, the challenge with the P tent is it has to be anchored at the bottom.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to put on concrete. I saw some people who had P tents on those little strips of grass where they were able to stake it down.
You would have ended up like that Jackass skit where you go into the porta potty
Right,
and then they lower you into the footballs. You would have blew right into Lincoln Financial Field Stadium on the 50-yard line in your P tent.
Oh, man. That was good.
Go
ahead.
I went there early because I needed to get into Jetro for obvious reasons. I mean, I really didn't need to. I probably could have just parked my car anywhere and met you guys in Jetro. But for some weird reason, I like having my car there. So I waited in line from approximately 12:20, and I didn't get into the stadium until about 2:20. And I almost decapitated a little smarmy prick who I gently bumped with my car while I was trying to enter the stadium, just because other guys were trying to cut in. You got to make sure you're this close to the other person's bumper.
Now,
so
go ahead.
I literally almost got into a fight with a mid-20s. He took his phone out and he's like, "This isn't my car," and he's FaceTiming who I guess his dad or whoever his car was. He's like, "Do you see any bumps, Dad?" I was like, "There's no." I'm in the lane next to him. I was like, "There's nothing there." I was like, "It's a bumper, dude."
Can I just say?
So that set me off from like the beginning.
But now you're bringing something up that really irritates me, because we have a strategy in terms of getting in a line that we get in, right? And it's all the way up Darien Street, and you make a right on Patterson, and you go in the M lot, MNO, whatever. But there are people who come later and line up on Patterson across the way. And there's a long line. And they just, when the light turns, they jet across.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, first of all, I know you didn't wait as long as any of these people. You see this line, get in line. But anyway, whatever, you're going to come across. The least you can do is alternate.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
Like, we live in a society with the stop sign, what have you, where we need to alternate. And so if you're the guy and you're behind the dude who's pushing across, and I'm there, you can see the big line.
Zipper method.
Just alternate, right?
Yeah, one goes and the other.
People are selfish. Bottom line.
This is the one area where fans can turn on each other.
I'll tell you what I did see when I was pulling into Jetro right after I plugged this little prick, but it was before he got out of his car, before we went into the thing. Yeah, that was a pause moment. But anyway, this guy totally snuck in to the lot.
Yeah,
like a cop came over and was banging on his window. He's like, "Get back!" He's like, "I have reserve passes." He goes, and I heard him because I had my window down. He's like, "I understand you have reserve passes, but you're being a jerk off. So now you got to back up and you got to go all the way down and get back to the end of the line." And he made this guy back up and totally leave the line. It was tremendous.
Blake says Roger is definitely the guy cutting the line. Don't let him fool you. What? Listen, Blake, that is wrong. And I'll tell you why. I don't think Roger's ever driven to an Eagles game.
I've never driven. No. I don't. That's just I can't. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Blake's got a lot of nerve, because
a lot of nerve for a guy who's last in the fantasy league.
But I was at some bad tailgates. I went to the
not ours.
No, like bad weather tailgates. I went to the Atlanta Eagles NFC Championship game, the Algie Crumpler game.
That was cold.
And that was a night game, and we got there at like 12 o'clock. It was snowing. It was freezing cold.
So cold.
But it was, because of the snow, it was fun. This was just like
it
you
wasn't
couldn't
even like
tolerate
winter
it. Yeah.
cold. It was wind.
It was just wind gust. Like you couldn't even wear a baseball cap if you wanted to because it would blow right off your head. It wasn't fun.
It was rough, man.
But we made a good time out of it. Shout out to Blue Monkey Catering.
Okay, we got to do some
those
shout outs.
Kobe beef buffalo meatball sandwiches.
Those are banging.
Yeah.
I took one. I tipped the dude $40 because like I knew he wasn't being properly compensated for all his. No, I just
humble brag.
No, it's not a humble brag because I ate 2 meatball sandwiches there. I took one into the game with me. I gave one to my son.
We're gonna get into what you ate in a little bit. No, but it was weird to me only because you do not see when you have buffalo seasoning. That's typically reserved for the poultry. And the buffalo seasoning on the beef.
Well, see,
I haven't seen it.
It was
I
delicious.
had a Santini's near
buffalo
me.
seasoning.
Shout out to Santini's in the Northeast. That's the first time, like 2 years ago when they opened up, I had the buffalo meatball sandwich. It was so good.
Yeah, that was
okay.
Top.
I've never even. He started this, and we got to finish it. Shout out Blue Monkey Catering. These guys always come out. We spent hours with the dude trying to get the fryer on.
They took the
fryer. Got it on.
They took the fryer into
the van,
the rape van.
Whoa.
I know what you mean.
But they took the fryer into the van because they couldn't get it lit outside. They picked the fryer up full of grease.
I felt bad because they were like, "Yo, we need to get this out of here." And I came over and I had these brand new shoes on, which is questionable to wear brand new shoes down there. But I'm like, idea. You want me to lift this fryer with like all of the grease and oil? It was
full of grease.
Like, I don't know about this.
And they got but they were inside the van, and they got it lit with the grease in it, and then they took it back out.
They were down for the cause. Shout out to those guys. We appreciate them. Shout out to Kenwood also coming through, sliding in the back there, hooking me up with some wonderful beers as always. That's
shout out Finks. I got my
shout out to Finks. I was going to lead up to that. That was going to be I was going to intro.
I'm sorry.
And by the way, shout out to our boy Dan. I'm not going to leave his name out of this. Who?
With that Woodford
solid,
that fur
double oak.
The Goodhart firm.
Still sipping on it. The Goodhart firm. And by the way, Mark, you guys, you got to understand something about Mark. He can't help but, the motto for the Goodhart firm is that love always wins. And this guy, he puts his heart and soul into everything, right? I pick him up. We go down there. We're sitting there. And he's now obsessed. So what happens down there, if you guys don't know, you wait in line.
He gets out the car.
You wait in line at a certain point. And people have respect for each other. They wait until the gates open. They start letting cars in. But then people go into the lot in advance of the car coming in and literally stand or sit in the spot that they want. And Mark refers to them as human drones, which I think he picked up from somebody else down there.
They kind of do that's kind of like when back in the day when you used to camp out for shoes, you get like a bum to sit in your spot.
Right.
Placeholder. You get a bum to sit there all night.
I didn't know people did that, but that's cool.
If you did that, you're a bad person.
I never did that, but it's been done.
Opening week, somebody beat Mark to the spot that we wanted, and he had a chip on his shoulder ever since. And this time, he was right there, and he held it down. He did a great job. But the whole time, he's like, "Do you think I should go up now? Do you think I should stand there now? Do you think I should take a chair?" He was so locked.
How does it work when you? Because there's about at least 4 or 5 spots that were held down for the pigeons. How does that work?
Like a guy came up and he said, "I'm holding 5."
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got to fend for himself. Okay, it's dangerous out there. All right, are we forgetting anybody?
Well, the guy right
got
in
the
front
exciting
of us,
whites.
I don't know if you guys noticed.
There.
Sixers game, we see Coop and Reed.
Does Coop ever spend a comfy night at home? I think last night he was.
Why would he?
He was at he was at Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden with Big Dom and Davo. Cooper never stays home. He's constantly out. It's the
word on the street is this is from some sources that I have is that Coop is in those streets.
Are we liable?
Coop is in those streets with those those Instagram type ladies.
Really?
He likes those. Yeah, that's what I hear.
I think Coop is living his best
as
life.
he should.
I mean,
nothing wrong with it.
But like he doesn't stay home ever.
Yeah. Also, apparently, Maxie was like that last year. Apparently, he's locked in this year. Apparently, he was like really in the streets last year.
Oh, he's done with that?
Yeah, he's locked in.
I think I know what you mean. But either way,
yeah, you know what I mean.
At this time, let's just thank this guy in person because he's critical to everything we do, including our tailgate operations. I see he's broadcasting from his luxury apartment.
EAGLES. Here we go.
Eagles. Grab that mic. Two hands, buddy.
Is that
I have
Robert De Niro's
AirPods.
house
I don't
in
even need
Casino?
So you want to hear a funny story?
Like Chateau de Rock.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was trying to make the background like from the tailgate photo and be like, oh, I'm still at the tailgate, and I got stuck on this, and I can't get it off.
Looks horrible.
It's not that really funny of a story. I just can't get it off, and I figured I was like 10 minutes late. I was just like, can we stop doing this like zoom in? I don't like this. Thank you.
Well,
and I just can't get it off, and I exited out of the browser. I restarted the computer, and it's just stuck on this.
You're stuck on that forever. Think, how did you and the Neasty boys do when you got back to the pad? Did you keep it together or did you trash the place?
They left at 4:30 a.m.
No.
We had ourselves a Sunday.
That's not true.
Damn.
No, that's not true. I'm just kidding. We also we all had off on Monday, so we just
yeah, but like, okay, so does Dev come home at some point?
How's the wife feel about
the
that?
Actual what? Or is she like, what's up? Like,
sometimes there's warnings. Like I warned that we might be getting a little rowdy on Sunday.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's coming home from a hard day of working out in the blustery,
freezing out there.
Listen, I paid my debts. I paid for it. We're on the Wednesday. Everything's good.
Why are you being hard on Fink?
Yeah, no, we love Fink. We love the Neasty boys. I love the Neasty boys. You need
your
shirts, bro.
Shit.
You got shirts for the Neasty boys?
Maybe we got to make them. We can talk to Underdog. Get some.
No,
Die Hard. Yeah, Die Hard's a Neasty boy, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go. All right. I realize up to this point we have talked about nothing but our own exploits and experiences
because we had such a great time at the tailgate, man. It's like if you missed it, then you missed out. I talked to I had a coworker stop by with her boyfriend,
right?
And I had one of Tommy and I's hoops buddies, and they both just like, that was such a good time. Thanks so much. That was a blast. And that's the way it goes down at the City Pigeons Birds of a Feathers tailgate. You just come down, you have a great time, you eat some meatballs, drink some Woodford, and you go into the game and yell until you lose your voice.
What's better than that?
Yeah. It couldn't have said it better. That was beautiful. I'm going to cut that. That's going to be an ad. And speaking of that, I don't know what we're going to do. I think we might be waiting for the playoffs, man.
Playoffs?
I just don't see, the Friday game coming up is a little too quick turnaround for us. We're soft. 3:00. It's a little early. There's not a lot of night games left. So probably in the playoffs, we're just going to ramp it up. We'll see.
So the Eagles, if they win the Kelly Green game, and then if the Cowboys lose their next game, we're playoff
right there,
playoff bound. God damn,
might
be the earliest playoff been clinched in a long time.
Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. A little bit painful. I'm not gonna lie that we keep having the same conversation. We've been having this conversation all season. I think it was, it had to be 3 or 4 weeks ago. We're talking about, how is this different than 2023? And here we are, 8-2. And I think the only thing that we can say to make ourselves feel like it's different is that the one big similarity between this season and last season is the rise of the defense to the point of absolutely dominating games, changing games, and being the driving force in the team. Last year we had the rushing attack. I'm not going to pretend like that was that was different. But in 2023, we didn't have a defense that was playing like this. And when you have a defense that's playing like this, you can win any game, despite how crappy your offense looks. So,
which they proved the last 2 games.
Yeah, they exactly proved. I was very much last week on the whole, at that point we were 8-2. What are we now? 8-2. We were 7-2. And I was like, look, everything's fine, whatever, we win. And now I'm a little bit more like, but the defense, it's fucking good.
I don't know. I just feel like the Eagles they somehow just win. So like, I feel like, the offenses look like absolute dog shit the past 2 weeks. But like, I feel like they come out this next game, I feel like they're gonna have to score a couple more points because the Cowboys' offense is pretty decent. Like, I mean, you got to be honest about it. They got some good players. They got some skill players. But I feel like the Eagles.
Here's my thing: the Lions' offense is pretty decent as well.
True.
The Packers' offense is pretty decent.
True.
They shut them. Like I remember after the Packers game, all I heard was, you can't beat the Lions if you only score 10 points. We would have fucking beat the Lions if we only scored 10 points.
But bottom line is they do what they do what they need to do to win.
Point.
So like if the Cowboys come out and score 20 points, the Eagles will come out and score 21 points.
So here's my critical question before we go to the Finkster. We say stay ready, Fink. Okay, you got to stay ready over there. I know you're too busy getting your piano tuned, but stay ready. All right. Here's a critical question I have. We say they do what it takes to win.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that in the playoffs last year where they just ramped up. They started scoring a ton of points. Now, a lot of that was due to Saquon, although in the Super Bowl, they took Saquon away. We passed. And that's the question I have. Is it possible that Jalen Hurts is like, listen, I'm going to play conservative and we're going to do our thing up until the point where I feel like we need to start, going down the field.
Yes.
And but then when the situation calls for it, and there's also a factor here. Last time they played in the Dome, I think, was the Vikings game in which everything was like, to me, this weekend is going to be very interesting to me because you just played two contenders in the NFC, one on the road, one at home. Difficult games, dog fights. You win those games mostly with defense. I think going down to Dallas, playing in the Dome, Jerry World, it's going to be a fast game. They play fast. There's no doubt about it. I would be surprised if it's like the same as the last two. And the question is, do the circumstances, do the flow of the game dictate what happens? Is Jalen kind of reacting to that? Can they honestly do what it takes to win?
Good players should react to that.
Yeah,
right.
We've seen that Jalen is a very good player, so he does what he needs to do to get the W.
Right, know? But I think most people right now who are kind of unwilling to let themselves fully enjoy this are thinking, if our offense doesn't play better at some point, it's going to come back to bite us. Yeah. And last season, we were able to turn it up when it really mattered and score points. And Jalen was able to pass the ball. And the question is, do we still have that in the tank? Or if we get into a situation where another team is putting up points against us, are we going to be able to hang with them? And that's what's worrying most people. Fink, let's go.
What do you mean by most people? Do you mean most people, or is that what's worrying you? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I didn't mean, look, if we,
what do you mean, you people?
Right. But, no.
Because like Meech said, he said something on Twitter. I think it was yesterday. Meech's tweet about how this is one of the best. Seamus said, this is one of the best. There it is. And exactly.
Actually, I don't even think that stat's right. I was just fucking in a zone. I think it's 24-3, but whatever. Just pretend.
Right, hold on. Just for the listeners and anyone who can't read this. This is, by the way, Meech is back on Twitter. I don't know if you know that, Fink. He is back. He's had multiple viral moments. He's everything he used to be. He's cooking with gas. But here's what he said.
About time.
At Meech1 tweets, I'm living in a world where the current Eagles quarterback is 27-3 in his last 30 games, including a Super Bowl, and the Eagles hold the NFC tiebreaker over every contending team. And if you listen to the average fan, you would think they were the Cleveland Browns.
That's a run-on
So when he says
sentence,
average fan, that probably is, maybe most people think. That's what he's saying. I'm not putting words in, I'm just saying that's what Meech is saying.
Listen,
I think Meech is saying the idiot fans who don't know shit about football.
I think there's a lot of knowledgeable football fans who are so out on Jalen Hurts, and it baffles me. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And here's a thing that nobody's really talking about this year, except I talked about it last week, was Saquon Barkley. Do you remember he was ranked the #1 player in the NFL by the play? They had that whole countdown from 100 to 1.
Mm-hmm. That's a curse, right?
He was the #1 player, and I like watching the game on Sunday. Tank Bigsby, it looks better than him, flat out. And you could say the O-line, but there's guys who have way more yards than Saquon this year with way worse O-lines, and they're on way worse teams. I don't know if he's just into commercials now. He's doing Lowe's commercials, Wawa commercials. Dude, I think he won the championship. He's like, let me just become an advertising slogan. You got to focus, Saquon. You got to get your shit together, man. He's bothering me way more than Jalen. Way more than Jalen. I think
some of it is he was the focal point on the offense through the Super Bowl, and he has a lot of touches on him last year. He's probably, they always post the stats when you get to 2000 or over a certain amount of rushing yards the following season, how their production goes down. I think it's
Right,
something
but-
along the lines of that with the offensive line being banged up. Which
But
is,
I think the last game was the first time he had a shitload of touches in a game, and he only got 82 yards. Like he accumulated a lot on a lot of carries, but what was his yards per carry? I didn't even see it.
Blake makes a good point. Madden curse too. Between the Madden cover and being the #1 ranked player, you knew that there was going to be a little bit of a regression to the mean, as they say. Sadly.
I don't know. I don't mean to bust on the dude, but at some point you can't blame the offensive line. Like a running back has to produce yardage, and he's more valuable in the pass game this year than he is in the rushing game. It's weird.
What?
I say we trade Saquon.
He's making more
trade
big plays
Hurts, get a haul.
like as a receiver out of the backfield than he is as a runner.
Yeah.
He's got I don't think what's he have 1 20-yard run this year, and he's probably got 3 or 4 30-yard catches.
Maybe the runs being called just aren't very creative.
It could be, but man, like you gotta make people miss it. Like at a certain point, you got to do something. He has 100-yard game this year. It's unacceptable.
It's bad. Hey, Fink, did you know? Totally unrelated. I couldn't get the hoagie in. They wouldn't let me take the hoagie in the styrofoam thing. Isn't that weird?
Why?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be wrapped? What are you?
They
like,
said it
throw
had to be. They said it had to be sealed, right? So you know what I did? I took it out of it and I held it in my hand, the 2 big halves of the hoagie with a napkin. I just walked through and they let me through, and everyone's looking at me like an idiot. And then on the other side, I immediately started eating it, and things were everywhere. It wasn't a great situation, but just so everyone knows, now I think
that could have been a great Fink's hoagie commercial.
Yeah, I think Mark.
Let's
Mark
do it. Let's recreate it.
Yeah, like a Mentos commercial when they get stuck in between the limo and they just go through the limo and then flip on Mentos.
There it is. The Meech
Let's do
80s
it.
commercial reference. Gotta love
Da,
it.
da, da, da.
Yeah, I think Mark got his in. It was in his clear bag in the styrofoam thing, which doesn't make sense to me. But I housed it.
There's no
Being
consistency.
weird.
I did what I had to do. Thanks again for the hoagies, man.
Yeah, shout
Yeah,
out.
man.
That's a
Appreciate
Coney hit the
Saved
spot,
my
bro.
life. Saved my life around the third quarter.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I heard the stadium hoagie is good for offsetting tailgate fun.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I ate half and I sold the other half for $35 to a guy waiting in a line for a steak.
He was like, "Oh man, crab fries, $25."
like,
You're
yo,
like,
bro,
"Here's half a hoagie."
I pulled open my trench coat. I was like, I got Fink's hoagies, fucking half for $35.
Just sell.
Wait, what's Blake
Meech,
saying?
that's
He's
a
saying
good
something about
side
the run
hustle. We
game.
should just sneak
Yeah, but
some
I
in there
can't
and
really-
just start selling them.
You don't even have to sneak
Yo.
them, man. If they're sealed, you could just bring them in a bag.
But here's the question.
Come on,
If there's-
Fink.
How many can you bring in? They won't let you
As
bring
many
in-
as you want.
No.
Yo,
Mm-mm.
Goodhart brought like 5 of them in his plastic bag.
Bring a couple in the bag. You put one in your hoodie, hood. You put one in your hoodie pocket. That's how we used to sneak beers in before all
Fink,
these
since it was
devices
my
these days.
idea, me and you buy tickets to the next Eagles game. It'll pay for our tickets plus some. All we got to do is cop and wait in lines that are huge and be like, yo, would you rather a fresh hoagie from a better place than any place? Oh, here, it's only $35.
So, Mitch, there's your explanation on
Wait,
why
in a second.
Saquon
We got a new
sucks
hustle.
right here.
I'm in.
This is a bit of an obscure take by Blake. He says Grant Calcaterra and Kyle Granson as TEs and 12 and 13 personnel is terrible. They're awful blockers. Cam Latu needs to be in there more as a fullback tight end.
That's a good take.
Wow.
That's why Saquon is not busting those
he's
runs.
right though. Calcaterra's in there for so many snaps where he's not even running routes, and he's a horrible blocker. What's he in there for? Just put another offensive lineman.
Blake is.
You know why he's
dominating
in
the
there?
chat.
You know
We
why
need to
he's
get
in
someone
there?
else in there. To
You know why he's in
challenge him.
there? It's because of the offensive
I don't even see
coordinator.
Matty Market in the chat this week.
No Matty Market. We don't
He'll be in
Trevor. We
there.
don't Brad.
No oath mode.
It's because we're
Where's
early.
Oaf
It's because
mode?
we're early. They're not used to the 7:30
Ah.
start.
Early and are watching the Maxi show probably. How's he doing tonight?
They're about to tune in at 8:00.
We got it on here. It's very hard to track that and do the show.
Close game. They're
Down
up
by 6. Down by 6. Damn it! You guys should have seen Little Meech. Little Meech.
Little Meech was at the
I was
tailgate.
gonna say,
Little
Matty
Meech.
Market said he's there. Meech, you called. He said you wrong.
Oh, my man.
respect.
He's always there.
He's like, I'm here. I just haven't heard anything worth
he's like,
commenting on. This
There's
is
nothing
garbage.
worthwhile to comment on.
Listen to
If you guys
these fucking
Meech-
bozos.
Fink, you should have seen Meech got Little Caesars, and at halftime he was like clutching. Of all the things to get at the game, like it's the most sterile non-Philadelphia thing. He gets a box of Little Caesars and he's clutching.
Here's what I realized.
Possession.
I'm sorry. Here's what I realized after I bought it. Not only is it a non-Philadelphia thing, Little Caesars is a Detroit company. So I was supporting a Detroit company with buying Little Caesars. But here's the thing about buying it. Like, I didn't buy the slice. I bought the whole pizza. So I had to fucking, like, you can't eat the whole thing in one sitting.
Right.
So I had to carry it around. But it's
like
Detroit
old school
style
Pizza Hut.
Right. It's Detroit style. It's like pan pizza, but it's thick. So it sops up alcohol. Great. Like, it's a great.
Put that in your gut. It's
right.
Like
put that in
lot
your
of
gut,
paper towels.
and you stop drinking at halftime. You're sober by the end of the game, bro.
Are you eating Little Caesars outside of the stadium at all?
Okay. Never.
Right.
It's
I was
just
just curious
local
about
people.
that.
If they had fucking Angelo's or Cafe Carmela inside the stadium, I would have got a pizza.
All right.
From there.
Now hold on. Maddie says he tailgates in H slot and we're too far of a walk. Let me just say something. I used to think the same thing. I used to think I would get off and go to H lot because it was right off the subway. There's a whole new world on the other side of K lot. Okay, you got to get over there. M lot.
It's a whole new world.
So,
we were out there for like
there's Fink on the magic carpet.
There's plenty of time to make it over from one side to the other.
Well, we don't know what
we don't know what's going on.
Was, so, but anywho, okay. So Fink, I mean, you're just the dude who's picking the Eagles to have two losses every year. You're feeling fine.
He's right.
You got no concerns.
I think I had them at like three this year, so I'm right on like schedule. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, you're not going to queue up the recap post where you go back and show that you got all the games? You should.
Season's not over yet. You can't count your chickens before they hatch, you know? That's
by the way,
insane,
spread this weekend, last time I checked, was 3.5. And that tells me that, people don't think the Eagles are going to go in there and dominate. What do you guys think about that line?
Eagles by 10.
Yeah, I stopped letting lines talk to me. They mean nothing in the grand scheme.
Weren't the Packers favored?
Well, the things that talk to me doesn't make much sense because I haven't won anything in a long time.
Are the Packers favorites?
Yeah, Packers were 2.5-point favorites, or 3.5-point maybe.
Yeah, you saw
something like that.
I'm just saying.
I don't bet teams anymore.
That's like an even game, right? Because it's the road spread.
You're supposed to get point. Yeah, you get like what?
They say the home team gets 3 points.
Used to get 3 points.
So
yeah, no. Okay.
No, gives 3 points. So if the Eagles are given 3.5, it means if they were home, they'd be given 6.5.
Right. Okay. I should know.
Which is fair.
Yeah. I don't know.
We're gonna whoop their asses. Fuck Dallas.
Yeah, like I was listening to
yes, Fink.
I was listening to Sports Talk today, and my boy Spike was like, "Yo, now they're going to face a test with the Dallas Cowboys offense." I was like, like they didn't face a test with the Detroit Lions or the Green Bay. But like, what are people saying? Like,
yeah, this is true.
I mean,
I think people forget that we actually played good teams this year.
And,
like, we're not like.
Here's another point I don't mean to cut you off, Fink. Here's a point I want to make that I said on Twitter earlier today. But if you look at the Patriots dynasty, like, first of all, Tom Brady's best statistical performances in the Super Bowl against the Giants and the Eagles, he lost. Every mediocre game he had was dominated by the running backs and the defense. And he's a legend. No one complains about it.
And you're just bringing back memories for me because it wasn't about explosive plays for them.
No.
They threw 15, 10.
It was the 10 yard
The game is won in the trenches. Always has been. The game's won in the trenches. Running it, great defense. That's how you win. We had the O-line. We're supposed to have the D-line. We got Phillips, who just came over. N'Kobe Dean's back. Come on, boys. Go to the Super Bowl back to back.
Could you imagine if we're going against the Ravens in the Super Bowl, right? And they're on the 1 yard line and they go to hand off to Derrick Henry, but instead they throw a pass and Quinyon Mitchell picks it off. Like, is anyone going to be upset that the defense won the Super Bowl? And that was a shout out to the Patriots when they picked Seattle off at the 1 yard line.
Should have ran.
If anyone didn't get that. But like, would anyone be mad that that's how we won the Super Bowl because of our defense instead of our – no. But here's what's cool about Jalen is I think every game he's in, he's within striking distance.
Mhm.
He rarely falls so far behind where it's like, all right, now
Yeah,
we're in
that doesn't
panic
happen.
mode and we got to.
Except against the New York Giants on a random Thursday night.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but you said something interesting, where the defense, where you're talking about the defense winning the game, and I was just thinking back to the Super Bowl, and I was like, that was a crazy combination of the defense winning the game with the you know what I mean? Like,
right.
The
final
even
play
without us scoring the way we did,
that was
game,
the only defensive play we made the entire game, pretty much. That BG play, is that what you're talking about?
No. Okay,
No, he's talking
so
about the
wrong
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl. I'm talking about last year. My point was the defense essentially won the game, but the offense killed it too.
Right.
And we could have won that game even if the offense wasn't any good. And if the defense plays the way they're playing right now, then that can happen. But you worry about a scenario where, you know, the other team starts to move the ball and we got to do that too. And everything just looks so crappy. I'm so sick of the whole, you know, it's the Philly sports media thing, like the Derek Gunn report, and then the talk shows just run with it. And that's all we're talking about. And then the players and the coaches get asked about it. Nobody really knows who said what and who we're talking about. And then they asked Jalen about it, and credit to him. He's the biggest professional there ever was. He didn't even pay any attention to that. He just said he's trying to get better. What do you think about all this Derek Gunn reporting?
I'll say this: we killed that.
Okay,
we killed that. Right. We killed that writer who wrote that Carson Wentz story.
Joe Santaquilla, but I never did. Like
and he was right. He was right the whole time about everything in the story, and I think that discrediting Derek Gunn. Derek Gunn, D Gunn, he doubled back down today. He had a post with I think Ray Diddy where he doubled down on the first report as well. So I mean, doesn't seem like he's backing up.
You know what you can do, and you know I know your wifey. She's involved in the whole industry, but what you can do is just stop listening to that shit. I stopped listening to all that shit like 2 years ago, and I don't miss it at all. Doesn't ever enter my headspace.
You have to stop looking at sports radio as like it's fun. It's like hanging out with your friends at the bar or the idiot across the bar talking about something.
Like sports radio is fun to listen to. Like I think I actually think Spike Eskin's the best host in the city. He's really good at
glazing.
No, I'm just kidding. No, like
shout out Spike, love you, man.
Dude, I like the dude, and
he's not watching.
He's so good at like antagonizing
the comment of the year. Matty Marcus says, "I trust a wet fart more than Philly media." I'm sorry, keep going, continue.
But he inherited the good parts from his dad's on-air persona. Like he really knows how to draw a conversation and get under people's skin. And I know he believes most of it, but it's a how can you really in the real world, how can you say anything bad about Jalen? He doesn't complain. He doesn't like do anything that draws attention to himself. He's not
won the frickin' Super Bowl.
Like he makes the smartest decisions business wise. Like he's only with Jordan Brand.
Listen,
like
I'll be honest with you. I have and remain addicted to the conversation for some reason during football season.
It's just fun.
During football season, especially, and then parts of the year, like in the middle of the summer, less so. But I feel the need during the football season to be listening to the conversation.
Wow,
Good Heart's coming.
But part of their job
but it pisses me off when the conversation starts to go down the road it's going down
now. That's their job, is to create some controversy and put some negativity out there to start a conversation.
See, it's sports talk. It's just sports talk. That's what you guys are getting from it. You guys are looking too far into it. Like they are the media sensations of the city.
Here's the thing. I consume a lot of the media that's
they're going okay over it.
Well, make a little more noise, Mark.
So I just hate when I listen to a show and it's like Derek Gunn, and then I turn on Fritz at 6 randomly because I'm in the car and he's like, "So what do you think?" To the caller about Derek Gunn's reports. It's just like over and over, and I'm like, "This is the thing." And I feel like they do literally, they have a meeting like we have to hit hard on this, and I'm just, it just bothers me.
Well, when you're so good and you barely lose.
You're right.
You have to talk about and you can't, like, you talked about me glazing. Like, you can't just get on there and be like, oh, they're so great.
You'd have no show.
They do
dude.
everything so well, and they end up winning every game.
I understand.
Next caller, please.
I understand.
Oh, I love them. They're great. Jalen
That's
Hurts
a
is
fair
cool.
conversation.
No, it doesn't work.
Real quick. It's a fair conversation to say the Eagles' record is unbelievable. Their defense is great, but their offense looks like crap. Is that going to come back to haunt them? Is this similar to 2023? That is a fair conversation.
Correct.
But this, it's like, oh my gosh, Derek Gunn's reporting there's people inside the team that are saying Jalen Hurts is frustrating. Like, that right there just feels. And guess what? At a certain point, some of this stuff can actually impact the team in a negative way. And God forbid, because what is the point?
But imagine being like a random player on the Eagles and going into to Sirianni and being like, listen, I'm upset with Jalen, man. He doesn't turn the ball over. He's got like a fucking 16-1 interception to turnover ratio. He he rushes for a bunch of touchdowns. He's so even keeled. He's a great leader. I think we got to do something about it. Let's get him out of here, man. Like,
he did lose.
We got to bring in a guy who's going to throw like 2 first-quarter interceptions, and then we got to scramble the rest of the game to get back, and then call him a hero because he made a fourth-quarter comeback.
Coach, I
what
know people like
about
this guy. He did lose those 3 games.
Right.
A good quarterback might be
would have never lost to
there.
the Giants.
Lost those 3 games. Just saying. It's ridiculous. But at the same time, you're watching the game. Coming out of that game, if you're not telling me you had, like, you're walking out of the game and you were not like, hell yeah, 8-2. Let me give you, I thought about this the other day. And I think we brought this up recently. Remember the year, because like the Eagles haven't done this kind of thing. I mean, they have the past couple of years, but historically it was very rare.
Historically, it's never happened in the NFL, what the Eagles are doing.
And in 2004, they were 8-0 going into that game against the Steelers, right? And that was like, we've never seen productivity like this. We've never seen anything like it, right? And now we're just like, well, 8-2, it's just amazing, honestly. So it's very hard.
And 8-2 with their record. I mean, with their schedule. Dude, this isn't a fucking cupcake schedule. They played the cream of the crop in the NFC, the defending champs who badly wanted revenge on us, the Cowboys in week 1 who wanted to catch us off guard and beat us. Like, and we barely lost to the best team in the AFC, the Broncos. Like, at this point, they're the best over there. I mean, it's just so impressive what they've done. Like, what's the point of complaining?
I think we heard
man?
enough of
just
you.
Play it out.
I want to hear what Mark has to say.
Yeah, Mark
about
just
this.
showed up. People were, if you were watching, they're probably wondering why there was an extra microphone. That's for Mark Goodhart.
The first 20 minutes we were getting
the
Mark,
I was praising you for your drone capabilities and the way you held the spot honorably. So you've been built up so far. But anyway, what were your feelings?
MVP is Sunday?
Yeah, what were your feelings coming out of that?
I've been listening to most of the show. I must have missed the very beginning where you were talking about the human drones. My feeling on the birds, my feeling on life, my feeling on all of you. Which one, Jesse?
I don't think
all the above.
I don't think I asked for the second 2.
Probably the birds.
Okay. Felt pretty clear. What'd you do on the way over?
How about
I was doing some child transportation. The birds. I'll give you an interesting observation. Leaving the game felt like I didn't feel this way because you know me, I'm in the a win is a win camp. You play to win the game, but leaving, going to the subway, I'm walking with Tom, and we're like, it feels like we lost. No one was talking to each other. There was no one was cheering.
Because everyone just want to get the hell out of it.
Everyone's freezing cold. Yeah.
Maybe that was part of it, but it literally, people are like moping to the subway. It was interesting. That was like mid-January weather and mid-November. Like, our bodies were not ready for it. I did have a hot chocolate during the game. It was great. I also want to say I wanted to ask Meech for a slice of his pizza, but he was gripping it so hard. I was like, I can't do it.
I would have gave you one, dude.
But I feel okay, and I don't want to rip anyone who is involved with the NFL. And I have a lot of respect for everyone who puts all the hard work in on and off the field. But there's a piece of this Derek Gunn report to me that feels as though it's a guy who's reporting that is not relevant anymore. And he used to be so relevant. I mean, the guy is a great reporter. It's not a shot. It's actually, it's not his fault. It was a Comcast, Sportsnet, whatever, NBC Sports decision to cut the budget. And he's very well connected to players historically. I don't know if he still is or isn't as connected to this generation, this team of players, because it's been a bunch of years that he has not been the insider.
Right.
And I don't know that he even has a consistent platform that has a lot of viewers or listeners. And it just feels a little bit like he's grasping for the guy delivering the report. And that's how I looked at this.
So wait, I want to stop for a second. So what you're saying, hypothetically, is that he could be kind of creating something that he may not be hearing from someone because he doesn't still have the same kind of juice in the building, and he's trying to create. All I know is this: the guys, when you listen to Hugh and Ike and all the older guys, they're just like, "Oh, this guy, he's been doing this for 30 years. He's the OG. If he says it's real." You know what I mean?
So,
but maybe they're looking at.
I'm not saying that it's not true at all, but I'm saying maybe he's taking one conversation or one source and blowing it up as if this is what Derek Gunn's reporting, and people are giving it the credence that it used to have when he was more locked in with everything. That's all. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying people are giving it like Derek Gunn 2018 credence.
Understood.
That's all.
I got you.
I just think it's funny that he makes it seem like Jalen Hurts is such a problem that they're looking to get rid of him. Like
he's talking about the cap hit. I'm like, there's no way we're there.
Dude, like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah.
No way.
I'm so out of tune. I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
You know why you're out of tune, dude?
Yeah, you
because
don't pay
you
attention.
just told us there's no point in listening to the radio. So where are you going to hear about this?
Exactly. And I feel great about not knowing anything about what D-Gun said.
D-Gun put out a report.
It sounds like what he said was bullshit.
The organization is frustrated with Jalen Hurts at this point.
Okay.
And then Nick Sirianni came out and said that's
Look, but he took it a step further and goes, well, with the cap hit, and basically kind of insinuated that the team might think about a Carson Wentz scenario where we've got to move on. Now, on the one hand, that obviously sounds ridiculous. On the other hand, we did see them turn pretty quickly against the Doug Peterson, Carson Wentz regime, but we're not there, man. We are not even close to there. And it's so crazy to me to think that we could even be entertaining this conversation. I thought after the Super Bowl last year, like no one would ever say a bad word again. Can we remember the picture of him with the trophy, smoking the cigar in the hallway? Like,
you mean like 6 months ago?
Put some respect on this man's name, dude. And by the way, it'd be one thing if we were losing.
Yeah,
we're winning. What are we talking about?
Like, imagine if we were the Chiefs
the
Chiefs right now, where we lost the Super Bowl last year and are now 5-5. What would this fan base be like?
Look,
with all those with all those doubting fans. Like, I mean, it's insane. The fact that anyone doubts this team. You could have concerns about the offense, I guess, but I would just wait and see, man. It's happened before, and they figured it out. Look at the Lions last year, dude. They had the greatest offense. They had a home playoff game and got their ass kicked by the Redskins in the first round.
You're right.
We're arguably in a better spot this year. Not even arguably. We are in a better spot this year than we were last year.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is? Devil's advocate. In 2023, we're in the best spot we could possibly be in. We're 10-1, yada yada. I mean, it just goes on and on. I want to say one thing though, because you talked about the mood coming out of the game. And I think it was a little, in my perspective, it was a little different than that. I have been at games where, you know, you come out and it's feeling very somber despite the fact that we won the game. I do think people generally recognize that we just beat the Packers coming out of the bye. We had the Packers and the Lions. We just beat the Packers on the road to Lambeau, and we beat the Lions at home, and we held them collectively to 19 points, right? So I think people are like, you know, the panic meter on the whole offense thing. I think it's funny because on the one hand, every game we go further where the offense looks suspect, people panic. But to me, the rise of the defense after some of these acquisitions, the way they're playing, to me, it counterbalances enough where I'm like, all right, we're in good position. If our defense plays like that, we're gonna be tough to beat no matter what. I still believe the offense can do, some really great things. And so that's why for me, my concern level of the offense is obviously growing, but at the same time, I just think the defense is
you know what I love? I mean, besides Vic Fangio and his love of Philly sports in general and the Phillies in general, but he seems like to me a guy that's like a family member. He's an old Italian guy. I love the dude, but he's so good at preparing these guys. For the past couple of weeks, they've been calling out plays. Like Jordan Davis said
again.
He goes, we were looking at Goff's arm angle all week, and we found something. And Jordan Davis got defensive player of the week by having 0 sacks and 1 tackle. Do you understand how crazy that is? When Quinyon Mitchell won player of the week, he had like 1 tackle, and that's his only statistic. Like these guys are just shutting guys down by being smarter by outsmarting the other team on defense. I trust Vic Fangio, man. This might be like a Ravens run from 2001 when they beat the Giants. And just
it's funny you say
who I also sorry to interrupt you, Jesse. I also trust, and I think that there's a little bit of lost perspective from Sunday. We felt the wins, right? The wins were making our job and our game plan hard on Sunday. And I was listening to the morning show this morning with the great Devin Caney, and they had on the great Mike Quick. And I don't think Fink was there. I don't think Mike Quick is just going to be a mouthpiece for the organization. I don't think he's on there to just put out fires. And he came on and he said, listen.
By the way, this fire put out has been brought to you by Smokey the Bandit.
Then he might be doing it. But my point is, he came on, he was talking about how hard it would have been to throw and catch the ball on Sunday, and that it was hard for both teams. And I think we're not necessarily giving that enough credence from this game. I'm not saying there aren't concerns throughout the whole season, but from this game, it was not a game where you're going to go out and be slinging the ball all over the field.
And that's why I said that this weekend to me is interesting, because you are coming off, Lambeau was the first time we've played in actual cold weather, right? On the road in Green Bay. That's not an environment that lends itself to explosive plays, right? I'm going to Fink is in and out. I love you, Fink. And then this past game, that wasn't an environment that lent itself to explosive plays either. This Sunday, all bets are off. Jerry World, turf.
Perfect weather.
So if we struggle this week, it's just going to take the people that are freaking out about the offense over the edge. But hopefully the defense play great again. One thing that happened in that game that I was most happy about, did you guys see BG out there legitimately pushing people around? That made me so happy, because there was a moment during the first game he came back and I was like, oh no. Like I looked chunky, at him and he does look a little, and look,
whatever, pot
kettle here. I'm not criticizing him for his weight, but I was concerned watching him play in the first game where I was concerned that this whole BG coming back was going to be just, like, yay, he's a leader. And then we're going to be like, but man, he pushed some people around, and I'm just super happy that he looks like he's going to be a productive part of this. Jalen Phillips, can we say anything else? I mean, Howie, got to give the guy credit. Hopefully he stays healthy, because he's a game changer and they look great. And so
Fangio knows exactly how to use him. He's awesome, man.
I'm looking at this thing here. It says 48 minutes and 50 seconds. And I know you had a lot of stuff on the preview today.
Oh yeah.
So we've been beating kind of this the Eagles are good. Bottom line, they're going to play the Cowboys. They're going to win. The offense is going to look way better because like you said, they got some perfect conditions. They always play up to their opponent. And so bottom line is what's going to happen. So let's move on. Talk about
Rocky on football.
Rocky just like taking control. I have to check what they were. Oh, okay. But some of this stuff is BS.
I know
that we don't even need to talk about. But I do want to ask this question because Meech
How dare you call the guy I sat next to BS? And
Yeah, Meech did mention that he had an interesting experience going to Sixers game the other night, and Meech's observations about people in public are always entertaining. So Meech,
this was actually a younger Meech observation that he put me on that I had to check out myself.
Little Meech?
My oldest son, he's actually 6'3" and a lot taller than me, but
and
he's a little Meech, much better looking. But here's what
Says
happened.
Danielle.
cooler.
Monday night, I took. It was my twins' birthday. They turned 9 years old, and they wanted to go to the Sixers game. Shout
Happy
out, Vinny.
birthday,
Happy
Meech
birthday, young
twins.
bucks, baby Meeches.
Yeah.
Frankie, Vinny, you were awesome. I love you. So we went to the Sixers game. It was me, my wife, the twins, and my oldest son, Joey. My other two sons had basketball practice, so they couldn't go.
Then you would have needed a whole row.
Right.
Joey also attended the tailgate. And, went to the
Joey
Eagles
was at the City Pigeons tailgate. He was a big hit there.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to the game, right? And we sat in our seats like 30 minutes before the game started just because the twins wanted to watch shoot around and shit. So we're in a row. We're seats 3 through 7. And there's no one else in the row. So some dude comes in our row and makes us all stand up so he can get to seat 8 instead of fucking just going around the other side where there's no one. But it's cool, whatever.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
But there's no one. Like it was a half hour before
would
the
he
game.
have had
no
to
one
walk
around.
back up onto the concourse and down?
He would have, but
Yeah,
it's just
so-
him. So
Then let
just
me guess,
do
he
it.
sat in seat 8.
Yeah, he sat in seat. He was seat 8, right? So he's sitting next to my son Joey. Then whatever the previews, the intros and everything. The game starts, and about 10 minutes into the game, my son turns to me. He goes, I don't know if this guy's talking on the phone, but he's doing play-by-play into his head, into a headset. He's calling every play.
Calling the game.
And I was like, no way, dude. And he's like, I'm telling you, man. So towards the end of the second quarter, we took the kids out for cotton candy and to go piss. We came back and I was like, dude, I'm taking the seat now because I got to see what's going on.
How do you not video this? Come on, man. We need that.
Listen, I wanted to, I'll tell you the story, but like at the end. But so I take the seat that my son was at. And this kid during the game, not kid, he was probably like 23, 25. He's got an earpiece in and it's connected to his phone, like his headphone in, and he's doing play-by-play of the Sixers, but he's not doing it like as a play-by-play guy, like with any energy. He's doing it monotone, like he's dictating like college professor notes into a tape recorder. It's so weird.
Chat GPT
He's like,
or something?
He's like, Tyrese Maxey passes to Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes, he looks down, he drives the lane. He's fouled by Kobe Sanders. He's going to the line for 2. And it was like almost serial killer-ish.
Wait.
So that I wanted to ask him why he's doing it, but at the same time, I was like,
You were
I don't
afraid.
even want to know.
So you
Like,
didn't?
I think the answer would spook me. So I didn't, but I sat in that seat for the rest of the time and just listened to this dude dictate play-by-play like it was, and with no emotion, not like, and Maxey with the slam. He'd be like, Maxey gets the N1, and he's going to the free throw line to complete the 3-point
So
play.
I got a question here.
I wouldn't able to help myself. I would have been
It was
asking a
so,
million
Yeah.
and
questions.
he was sitting by himself. It was only one guy
Okay,
in
yeah.
one seat
That was my question. First
Yeah.
of all, was he by himself? And
by
then
himself.
How old was this guy? Was he like college age?
25. No, he wasn't college. He was a little like it almost sounded like he was giving play-by-play to his sick dad on the phone.
Was it-
like in
Like it
but
wasn't
his dad could have just listened to the
right.
fucking
but
radio.
his play-by-play wasn't very uptone or whatever.
No,
but was it
monotonous.
was it good though? Was it
no,
it wasn't good.
I mean, it was good where he knew everybody on the court. I didn't know what he was trying to do. It was
Did he have
just
any notes?
insane.
Did he have a roster?
this
or
guy
anything?
might
Nothing.
he might have been practicing. Maybe he does that for some small school or something or
But
whatever.
then-
Maybe he's just out there
If
practicing.
you're going to practice and listen back to yourself, why not have some inflection and be excited about something?
I wish
Do you think he
would've
was a
asked him.
scout?
No. A scout you could look at the box score or the play-by-play. You don't have to dictate it yourself. It was so fucking odd, man.
My assumption is that he was practicing for doing that on another level or another team or something. That's got to be what he was.
But couldn't you just do that at home, like watching the game on TV?
You don't have to be.
It's not the same as doing it down on
Yeah,
the
I guess watching the whole court. Yeah.
you know?
It freaked me out, man.
Where were those seats? I'm gonna buy them next game.
Section 113, row 17, seats 3 through 7.
Mark needs to have a
seat 8.
conversation with this guy.
I'm just wondering if he maybe was feeding some sort of technology that would track that. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's the only
think about
explanation.
it. Like if you were going to look up, like, hey, ChatGPT, what happened in the Sixers game the day of whatever? Maybe he's the one who's inputting that kind of information.
Yeah, I gotta.
I think that's good.
Does ChatGPT have someone everywhere inputting everything, or is it just?
Yes.
I mean,
I gotta
it
make the
pulls
assumption
from
that this guy
even worse than that. I spent $78 at Chicky and Pete's at the stadium.
That's so easy to do. It's $16 for the fries. If you get the cheese, it's another $1 or $2.
Cheese comes with it.
And by the way, the beers, you have to buy the 24-ounce beer.
I got Smart Water. That was the day after the Lions game.
Not
man.
smart.
I did not drink one beer that night.
I hate the
That's
32-ounce beers. They get warm. They taste like crap. I can't mess with those.
But it makes you think, oh well, this is $18, but at least I'm getting 1.5 beers or whatever you're getting. We digress.
By the way, it's City Pigeons night at the Flyers game tomorrow night.
Did very important.
You know what? I saw that on the promo.
Yeah,
with
Pigeons.
They promoted that.
Wait, hold on. Let's bring,
They have a special.
Pigeons.
Let's bring Fink
they have a
back
meet
in.
and greet.
Thanks, sleeping.
Whoa, what's up, guys?
What's going
Sorry,
on
man.
there?
Fink, can you play us a song?
Sing
No.
us a song. You're the piano man.
You guys forgot about me and just left me in a fucking corner over here.
You liked my story though.
Yeah,
But
the
you fell
first
asleep.
3 minutes, I fell asleep. It was 14 minutes long talking about this.
hold up.
Some
Fink,
guy
Fink,
was
are you
on
excited?
his headphones. No, I was kidding, Beach. It was a good story. He's probably transcribing something, or maybe like closed caption, or could be a closed caption guy.
You
Maybe
can
he's doing
get
a
that
closed
off the
caption for a
internet.
TV.
Definitely
don't-
stop listening.
You don't need to be there for it.
You know, they have
Okay.
like the Spanish language. He was the monotone.
Can we move on
language.
from this guy? Fink.
Go.
It's very
Where
excited.
are you? We'll put it in a Craigslist, like missing, like missed connections. We'll try to find
Fink,
this
are
guy.
you excited for Pigeons Night at the Flyers tomorrow?
Is that tomorrow?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Is it
geez.
tomorrow, Mark?
It is tomorrow. It sounds like Fink's out again.
Oh my gosh. You
I'm
missed
going. Let's go. I'm fired the fuck up. Meats come. Oh man, Bobby braked up. Yeah, like that.
All right. Tomorrow night.
All right.
If you're going to the Flyers game, hit us up. We'll link up.
Question for the
We'll
team.
be down there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Other than hanging out with Fink, what is everyone most excited for, looking forward to, hoping to see at the Flyers game?
A
tomorrow
fight.
night?
That's
Like
unsurprising.
every time I go to a Flyers game, all I want to see is a fight. I went to one this year. There was 3 fights. It's fucking awesome.
I'm looking forward to seeing those guys
Shout
just
out
move
Gil.
out there. It's wild seeing
Yeah.
that shit up close and personal. It's like
I
those,
agree.
those dudes move so fast and like precise on that ice. And
I have,
that pucks flying around. I don't know how they do it.
I've missed hockey. I'm excited to get in there.
But that's
and-
right. You used to
and
be an ice
I
hockey
used to
player,
play,
didn't you?
baby.
Oh
Used to
my
play,
God.
yeah.
Does that
Rough
bring back
and
memories when you're down
tumble.
there?
It does.
Like when you're down there, is your hands like moving? Like,
No, my hands.
All
The truth
You
is,
could
like,
explain interference to us
the
tomorrow, maybe.
listen, the
you don't know what interference
the
is?
No,
chill
I'm
of the
kidding.
air in the barn,
Sort of.
the sound of
He said in the
when you-
barn. Get him out of
Yeah.
here.
listen, when the puck hits the wall, when somebody gets slammed, I mean, the pace at which they play the game when you're there live is unlike anything else. I mean, it's fantastic. So I actually am hoping to see some good, some offense, some transition hockey. I want to see stuff moving up. Doesn't matter though. I'll just be happy to be out with the boys. You know what I mean?
Does the glass? I know it's probably not glass anymore, but does that shit still break any? Does that
No.
happen?
It
can.
I mean,
man.
It's plexiglass,
rarely.
I think.
Yeah.
I would
It
love.
He
To
needs
has.
like a Joe McGinnis shot.
I would love to see that.
Remember
happen.
Joe McGinnis? To shoot like 103 miles an hour.
I don't. I
They
mean,
used
you
to have
said
a-
like Chris Chelios.
They used to have an NHL
hockey,
skills
maybe.
challenge, and Al McGinnis, he was a defenseman. He always used to win it.
What about
And
the
I
dude on
used to
the
play with him in
show?
NHL '94.
forget.
Ding, 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 ding.
Didn't the guy on the Bruins shoot ridiculously hard? The 6'8" dude.
Oh, what's his
Bork?
name?
Chara.
Chara?
Dude, that dude.
Oh,
Yes.
that was
Where are
way
we
after
going?
McGinnis.
What's happening?
Check out Al McGinnis.
We're
shots
going to
on
the
Google
barn.
I'm gonna do a brother count tomorrow down there.
What,
I'll
of hockey
report,
players?
I'll report back. No, just in
Yo,
general. down
how
there.
about-
Does DJ Hollywood count?
How
Or
about
is
this?
there
The
he's
only,
working?
All right, that's one.
The
And then
only
me too.
Flyers game I went to this year, in the row in front of me was Jameer Nelson.
All right,
Yeah,
And then
hopefully he's out
he
three.
left. He left by the end of the first period. He never came back.
Can we blame him?
Look out for the brother count next week on the hockey game. What's the over under on the brother count?
Like
I'm talking everybody.
30.
Wait, that are playing in the game or in
No,
the,
no.
in the arena?
No, playing, indoor, attending, not working, playing or
30.
attending. 30?
30?
We're going
Yeah.
30?
That seems like a lot.
That seems like a hell of
Yeah,
Gotta be honest.
I was
The
going like
place holds-
13 or so.
I'm not going any further on this. I'm not. I will not do it. You can whatever you want to do.
Nah, I'm doing this.
30 is like your over under for the Phillies game. Flyers, I'd put a little lower.
Oh, that's messed up.
I'm going 13.
We're really getting into some stuff here.
This is
Thanks,
spearheaded.
man.
115 people watching right now.
This is
are,
spearheaded
very
by me.
offended.
This is spearheaded by me, by the way.
Well, we're gonna have a good time. If you're going down, you want to hang, hit us up. We'll have a good time. Mark, where are we gonna be? Where are we gonna be in the building?
You know, I had to.
Don't tell him. Fink doesn't want to. Fink, is Dev working?
No, but don't be telling people where we're sitting at. Someone's gonna want to stab me or something. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, there's people out there that want to come. Get
We're in
Fink.
we're in second level row 1. That's all I'll tell you.
Okay, cool. That sounds fun.
Look for my
Hell
bare ass hanging out from row 1
All right,
over to
so
plexiglass.
I think we can skip these two things. Schwarber to the Pirates. Mark, do you have anything to say about that?
I got nothing to say.
Damn.
Is
It's
he going to
happening.
the Pirates for real? I just heard people talking about
my
6
official
years,
prediction
20?
is 0% chance he goes to the Pirates. The Pirates
Supposedly they
have
were
no
trying to get
money.
Naylor, and they were going to offer him like 78 million, but didn't he sign for like
The-
twice that?
the Pirates-
Yeah, exactly.
The Pirates are one of those teams that everyone's talking about who's not spending money, so they get their names out in their rumors and
Yeah.
act like they're doing something, so no one looks at them. They're not signing them.
So Paul Skeens doesn't complain.
But is it
Ooh, Tyrese Maxey
That
is
was
so,
so
fucking
nasty.
good.
does everyone
Oh,
agree though?
we
that
gotta
he's gonna
go.
get- He's going to get more money and more years than the Phillies will be willing to pay him. Does everyone agree on that?
I
I
think
hope so.
I think he will
How's
have to
that?
take less to come back.
Do you want to get into it? Listen, man.
You don't
here's
want Schwarber
here's
back?
the deal. Here's the deal.
Ooh.
You want how old Schwarber? 30 something? 31?
32.
32? You get him for another 5 years.
Yeah. it's
Now
not
you got
good.
him for 37. So your DH is locked up. You can't put anyone else in DH for another 5 years because he can't play the field. You have Trey
It's not
Turner for another 9 years.
Mm.
Can he play shortstop for any more than a year? Or is he going to have to go back to the outfield? Now, like, are you going to re-sign Real Muto? And realistically, can he play catcher or should he be moved to first base for a few games each year? And then Bryce Harper, what's he doing at first? Get the fuck out to right field again, dude. Like,
wow.
I'm sick of this shit.
Pent
The,
up Phillies aggression.
the
Sounds
Phillies
like
are,
Schwarber's going to the Pirates.
the Phillies are no Schwarber or go to like the fucking Cubs, back to the Cubs or maybe the Red Sox. He'll go somewhere again where he's appreciated. But
Yankees.
I don't mind it because we can't afford to pay another DH for 5 years. We won't be able to plug that position. Like, it's not
tough.
cool.
Look, the
Yeah, but
guy.
He's never going to hit 55 homers again, guys.
His ex
He's never going
Woba
to do
is
it.
so good though, Meech.
Stop. Oh, I thought
I'll
you were being
fucking-
serious.
Fucking ex-woba, you dude.
Ex-Woba. I was like, is he talking about Jay-Z?
But it's nothing I love Schwarber. What he did, for
course.
it's awesome, man. I would love to have him
The
here.
Shorby shirts, the whole thing.
But just looking at it, at a like, what's their outfield going to be next year? We have Brandon Marsh
Crawford.
and Weston Wilson, Crawford. You think they're going to call him up? I think they're a bunch of
Look.
pussies who won't.
I think they're going to re-sign Bader.
They're
Yo,
not. Bader already. like,
After an
said
hour,
goodbye.
I could start saying pussy and jizz and ass warts.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, he brought it in.
He
He put the
said
ass
it.
warts
I
in.
told you you couldn't say that.
After an hour, dude, you said
All
I could
right.
say whatever I want.
This has been a great episode of the City Bitches podcast.